across the fence, we're at the University of Vermont Miller Farm. We'll get a look at the farm and learn about what it means to be a student in UVM's College of Agriculture and Life Sciences. Good afternoon and thanks for joining us. I'm Judy Simpson. The food we eat, the air we breathe, and the water we drink, they're the building blocks of life, and they are among the key topics and issues that students learn about in UVM's College of Agriculture and Life Sciences. The Miller Farm is just one of the college's educational facilities where students are learning about food and nutrition, about human and animal science, and about the complex array of environmental issues here at home and around the world. This afternoon we'll meet some of the Agriculture and Life Sciences students, but to begin we welcome the Dean of the College, Tom Vogelman, and the Chairman of the college's Animal and Veterinary Sciences Department, Dave Townsend. Thanks so much for being with us today. And thank you also for hosting us in this beautiful barn. Tom, what does it mean to be a student in the UVM College of Agriculture and Life Sciences today?
Yeah, well, it's a great question. We're one of the colleges that continues to grow, so we're doing something right. When I came on board as dean in about 2008, we had 790 majors. We just passed 1,500 majors.
No kidding.
And so I would say what things that makes the college so successful is students really have a wide choice of things that they can study. For example, they can be in this lovely barn here. Or if they're interested in molecular biology, we have those kinds of courses, soil science, plant science, community development, community entrepreneurship. So it's really, I would say, an opportunity to study anything from cells to society. And we really feature a lot of hands-on learning experiences, and I think that really makes the college unique.
Now, you and I were together a couple of years ago when the college kicked off the renovation of this farm. Tell us a little bit about the farm and its use in undergraduate education.
Well, obviously this is one of the premier programs in the college, the CREAM program. About 15 students, about 50 cows, and I would say one thing that makes it so successful is, of course, the students' ability to work hands-on with these marvelous animals. And I would say one of the indicators of success of this program is to simply look at these cows. They are some of the most pampered, happiest cows on the planet.
They're friendly too.
Absolutely.
Now, as I mentioned earlier, the Miller Farm is just one of the educational facilities in the College of Agriculture and Life Sciences. Dave, what other facilities does the college offer students?
Well, I can speak specifically to opportunities for animal and veterinary science students. We have beyond the facility here at the Miller Farm, there's the horse farm that's immediately next door. But beyond that, off-campus opportunities include the UVM Morgan Horse Farm down in Weybridge, where students have the opportunity to do apprenticeships. For those that want to go on and do either internships or take additional courses, they can go to the Minor Institute up in Chazy, New York. And in addition to that, there are places with biotech companies in the immediate area, or certainly working out in the industry itself. I think Tom can maybe speak to some of the non-animal science related facilities that we offer here as well.
Sure. One facility that immediately comes to mind, given this time of year, is the Proctor Maple Research Center.
Right.
It's one of the most renowned centers on research for maple in North America right now. And of course, we're gearing up for another fantastic sugaring season, so fingers crossed on that one.
Right.
More close to home, we also have the Horticultural Farm, which is located off of Shelburne Road, and we're building up academic programming there. And we have other campus facilities, such as the UVM Greenhouse, which the students love to attend on a kind of winter day like today, as well as the Pringle Herbarium. So really a lot of opportunities for students to work on anything from plants to animals.
Well, now, in addition to the undergraduate education, the College of Agriculture and Life Sciences does play a key role in meeting the mission of Vermont's land-grant university. How so?
Well, we have our fingers in a lot of pies, and it's a really exciting place to be. With the reintegration of extension, we now have the ability to work very closely with our extension colleagues on outreach and more closely align those efforts with our research efforts on campus. And so we work with everything from Vermont youth and 4-H programs throughout the state to food safety, which is a hot button issue given the diversification of agriculture in Vermont today, as well as developing the latest maple technology, developing new kinds of artisan cheese, and I can go on and on and on and on. So very exciting place to be.
Dave, is there something you'd like to add to that?
Well, I would add that the faculty, because of our ag experimentation status, We have faculty that are directly involved with research projects that take advantage of the resources that we have here within the state, myself included. I'm currently working at a farm up in Swanton on a project that is striving to improve reproductive efficiency in the dairy herd up there. So those are the kinds of examples of faculty outreach and integration with the community.
And also, too, students being able to get, as you mentioned, that hands-on experience, which makes such a huge difference.
Absolutely. Many of the students, particularly in our program, will accompany the faculty to help with those projects.
How unique is that?
Well, I think it's, as Tom alluded to, it's one of the great selling points that we have within the university here, is that students are looking for that practical approach to their education. And so when you can piece together what they're learning in the classroom with what they're actually doing on the farm or at a research facility, it sort of brings that all together for them. It's a very rewarding experience.
Well, as we heard, a big part of the education and research at the College of Agriculture and Life Sciences does involve hands-on work outside the classroom. The Miller Farm is one big classroom, and it's where Across the Fence's Keith Silva found UVM students in the CREAM program.
Morning at the UVM farm on Spear Street comes early.
3 a.m.s are a small price to pay for an incredible learning experience.
Since 1988, the UVM College of Agriculture and Life Sciences has offered a class called the Cooperative for Real Education in Agricultural Management, CREAM for short. In addition to their other classes, CREAM students feed, milk, and manage a herd of 50 dairy cows for a full year. For most, CREAM isn't just another class. It's why they came to UVM.
When applying to colleges, I saw that UVM had this program. It's actually one of the main reasons why I came here. It's a really good experience, and I know it's a lot of work. A lot of people think I'm crazy for getting up at 3:30 in the morning, but it's really fun and it's worth the experience.
I kind of had it in my head that I wanted to do the CREAM program even before I applied. CREAM was actually part of the reason I did apply here, because I knew it was such a good experience and that so many kids did go on to vet school after completing the program, and I just knew I wanted part of that. And honestly, after completing my first couple chores, I was hooked.
Jennifer Van Voorhees transferred to UVM after a year at Oberlin College. A factor in her decision to switch schools was CREAM.
I love that I'm with animals every day, because that was something that I didn't have last year, and that's something that I knew I wanted. And I know I want to work with animals every day forever. So that's really cool to be 19 and be doing that now. I was definitely happy at Oberlin, but I'm on the right path now.
CREAM starts in January. Students from the previous year are on hand to advise and help the new class, which is good because most students who enroll in CREAM have little or no experience milking cows or running a dairy business.
I've never milked a cow, I've never cleaned up after a cow, really been around cows in general. Where I come from, it's not really cow country per se, so this entire experience is new for me.
Cows are fussy, definitely more complicated than I was expecting it to be. Cows just have a mind of their own and they kind of want to do what they want to do, so sometimes it's hard to get them in the parlor, and other times they'll go in for you right away. It's just kind of depends on the day.
It's a little intimidating in the beginning. There's a lot to learn, a big binder of 70 pages that we need to know the back of our hand, but I think that's exciting because every group has done it in the past, so we know it's possible and we've seen it in action. So even though these first 2 weeks are a little intimidating, I know it's possible.
The most challenging part of CREAM isn't the animals, the work, or the hours. It's other people. Norm Purdie is the faculty advisor for CREAM.
It's not all about the cows, it's about the people you work with. It's about making friends, working with people, and even sometimes, working with people in a work environment. You're not always going to like all the people that you work with, and sometimes you have to get there and go, here's a person I wouldn't normally socially engage with, but they're in my work environment. I have to work with them to, ensure the safety and the milk production of our cows.
At UVM, CREAM defines dedication and commitment.
Cream continues to exist not because of, it's in animal and veterinary sciences, not because it's in cows, because of the students that actually do the program. And the more they put into the program, the more they get out of it.
Basically every part of these cows' lives are like dependent on us, which is cool. Scary, but cool.
My roommate specifically, she thinks I'm nuts. She can't imagine waking up at 3:30 in the morning to come milk cows. She just doesn't see the point. She's a nursing major, so she doesn't see the point in working with animals, but I just tell them it's something I really want to do, and it's really important for me, and I love it, so.
This is all on us, making sure that we're staying on top of ourselves so that we can stay on top of these ladies.
Cream. It's always on top. At UVM, I'm Keith Silva with Across the Fence.
Well, thank you, Keith. Joining me now are two UVM students who've completed the CREAM program. Dan Rogers is a junior from Franklin, Massachusetts, and Eleni Kasseri is a junior from Buffalo, New York. Dan, did either one of you have any dairy cow experience before CREAM?
I didn't. I barely knew what a cow was, to be honest. I had seen cows on TV. I'd seen them on field trips, but I hadn't even really considered working with cows until I heard about the CREAM program. So I've come a long way.
Yeah, I guess so. How about you, Eleni?
No, not really. Not specifically dairy. I worked with on a petting farm back home, but we had a little cow and she wasn't milked or anything. So as far as the dairy industry came, I had no experience whatsoever.
So why the CREAM program?
Well, when I was looking at schools, I'm hoping to be a veterinarian, and I noticed that UVM had a great pre-veterinary program, and one of the aspects of it was the UVM Cream Barn. I was like, wow, why is that such a standout program? So when I came to the tour, I came and I met all the cows and I saw what they do here, and I absolutely had to be a part of it, because where else are you really going to get a hands-on program like this? Granted, you have to get up at 3 in the morning to milk, but you kind of learn to love it, honestly.
Mm-hmm. How about you, Eleni?
Honestly, kind of what Dan said. When I found out about the program, when I was looking for universities to attend, it basically made UVM one of my top choices because, as Dan said, it is such a unique program, and I really love the whole aspect of us running the dairy and learning everything through hands-on experiences, which was so unique, and that's kind of the big draw for the CREAM program, because the chores were a lot of work, but they were so much fun, and they were such a nice break between classes to come and milk the cows for a little bit. So because of that, UVM became my top choice, and the CREAM program was the biggest draw to come here.
Now, the cows aside, what's it like learning to work with a team of other people, doing the chores, taking care of the animals?
I didn't think this going in, but working with people is easily as important as working with the cows. As long as everybody's on the same page, you can get everything you need to get done in a really efficient manner. But if not, chores can take a while.
But the cows come first.
Oh,
absolutely.
Yeah. And I thought that learning patience and the power of discussion is so important, because in classes everything is individualized. You take exams by yourself, you do your homeworks and whatever. But here, there's 15 or 16 of us that have to make all of the decisions, and so we have to sit around and discuss. If there's a problem or something that needs to be taken care of, we all input and discuss and debate, which is a huge skill to learn, especially in this point of our lives. So going out once we graduate with the skill of learning how to communicate with other people and be patient and learn to be open to what other people are saying, I think that's huge.
And Dan, what are you going to take away from this experience?
Well, honestly, I kind of hope to be an ambassador for the dairy industry, because dairy farmers don't really have a lot of time to go out and talk to the public about what exactly it is they do. And currently there are a lot of questions as to what goes on in a dairy farm, if people wanting to get organic or grow local, and people are questioning where milk comes from. So with this experience, I hope if I see someone on the street who is questioning the dairy industry, I hope I can educate them into what actually goes on, and that there's no real mystery behind it. You can just come in and talk to us.
And so what are you going to do with your CREAM experience in education, Eleni?
Well, because of the CREAM program, I really discovered my passion for the dairy industry and the food animal industry. I've always wanted to be a vet since I was 2. I've said I wanted to be a vet. but I always wasn't sure what type of vet I wanted to be. And after my time in CREAM, I realized how important it is to give these animals respect and the time that they deserve, because then you will get quality products to put on your table and for families. And so I would love to take these experiences and apply them in vet school and beyond and become a veterinarian for the food, animal, and dairy industry, and provide these animals with a quality life so that families can get quality food on their table.
I want to thank you both for joining us today. I also want to thank our host, the University of Vermont College of Animal, Agriculture, and Life Sciences, for allowing us to use their beautiful CREAM barn for our program today. I'm Judy Simpson. I'll see you again next time on Across the Fence.